All right, let's get real about stringer replacement. The stringers in a boat, eventually they're going to rot out. They're made out of plywood or dimensional lumber. They're just made out of wood wrapped in fiberglass, and they last about 30 or 40 years. This boat here is an 87, so it's darn near 40 years old. And that's about what you can expect, 30 or 40 years. And it's, it can be worth it. It can be worth it to replace the stringers and replace your decking, especially with the, cost of new boats nowadays. Especially, you want to be a do-it-yourselfer. I mean, it's definitely worth it. And if you start searching around as to, what should I use, to put in new stringers or a new deck. And, you'll see all kinds of people saying, oh my goodness, you got to use, marine grade plywood and, or, got to use Coosa board, the shiny new object. Or, fancy resin, vinyl ester resin or epoxy resin. Look, all that stuff is good stuff. I'm not saying it's not good stuff. But this stuff, which is just plywood with polyester resins, lasted 40 years. Now, I'm assuming if you're replacing stringers in your boat, it's probably because you couldn't afford to pay somebody or just didn't want to pay somebody, $12, $15, $20,000 to do it. So why would you spend 4 times more on supplies than you have to? Let's talk about Coosa board. Coosa board is great stuff, especially for new boat construction. They say it doesn't rot. It probably doesn't. They say it lasts a long time. Well, it probably does. I mean, and they say it's lighter. Oh, okay, it's going to last a little longer. Do you really need it to last longer than another 30 years? I mean, you put new stringers in now, let's pretend you're 35. By the time you need to do it again, you're 65. You really think your motor's still going to be good in 65 years? You really think you're going to want to use the same boat in 65 years? I mean, it's just not worth the investment. Just like a marine grade plywood. Look, marine grade plywood's great, works good. Well, you can use ACX plywood. It works just as good, and it's going to last just as long. It's half the cost of marine grade, and it's 1/5 the cost of Coosa board. Just get you some ACX plywood, some polyester resin, and you'll be good to go. Unless you're planning on going skiing with this boat when you're 95 years old. Okay, use a Coosa. But if not, if you just want your boat fixed to last another 30 years, just use some ACX plywood and polyester resin.